Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. It's is it clear? Is my voice loud and clear? Should be. Let me uh, test it out and see whether it is clear. Okay, I'm going to go to my channel on YouTube and see whether it's working. It should be. Wait a minute. I can't hear anything. Can you hear anything? Can you hear my voice? Walaikum salam warahmatullah. Sheikh, can you hear me? Because I can't seem to be able to hear my voice on YouTube, so I'm not sure whether it's working. Oh, all right. Okay, it's working. Alhamdulillah. All right. So yeah, I mean it's weird, but I can't hear myself on YouTube, so it's quite strange. But I'm just glad it's working. So yeah. So assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, brothers and sisters in Islam. Welcome to another personal live stream of mine from your favorite Muslim apologist channel, the Muslim Apologist, and I'm your host, MENJ. Yes. Yeah, I'm just popping in here for a while just to test the system and just if anyone comes on, I will, probably have a short chat or something. But other than that, I wouldn't engage for long because it's 1 a.m. here right now. All right. So uh where's Isa Kabe? I haven't spoken to him, brother, in the past few days. But last I messaged him, he was in school, he was studying. So yeah, I think for now I wouldn't be able to bring him on. Besides, I too have to deal with work right now, Sheikh. So at the moment, I'm quite busy with my personal stuff as well. If you have noticed, I haven't actually been uploading anything new, and I haven't, I haven't been updating anything new for the past few days. Okay, I'm also watching with great concern at what's happening in the Middle East, at what's currently happening in the Middle East, because as we all know, the Zionist state has begun their incursion into Lebanon. Okay, I personally think that this is the beginning of their plan to turn the Middle East into, or to reshape the Middle East according to what we want, and to establish what they have always wanted, which is basically Greater Israel. I think this is the beginning of this. We are witnessing something of a horrific catastrophe, probably even bigger than Nakba. Okay, because this is probably going to affect not just the Palestinians, our brother, you Sheikh, and your brethren in Palestine, but also in Ashams, basically Lebanon, Syria, parts of Iraq. I won't be surprised if it affects, or if it will affect Jordan as well, because I'm really concerned at what's currently happening. Okay, so I've stayed off because of this. I've stayed off I've stayed off social media, but I'm still connected to Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC. I watch all the news that I can get and analyze the reports, and I do watch critical commentators and so on in order to form sort of a opinion, or sort of a picture of what's currently happening in the Middle East. So I'm more concerned about what's happening in the Middle East right now than I am with apologetics at the moment. So um, the thing is, I was supposed to edit that video of the debate that I had with Doc Logic and his pet Pussy, but I've been stalled because of what's currently happening in the Middle East, as well as my own work as well. So it's probably a very poor excuse, but well, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not trying to make any excuses. It's just that I'm very disheartened at what's currently happening in the Middle East. Although, of course, I whooped for joy when I saw those rockets coming in from Tehran and hitting its targets. Although I'm not really sure whether there was any military impact, but or any damage that was caused to the Israeli military. But I still whooped for joy, regardless, right? So I mean, we know that they are what they are, but in times like this, there's no time to be, dissing their position, theological position. I think you're well aware what I mean, Sheikh. But yeah, there's no time to talk about Iran's theological position. Right now, we need to unite because we have a single enemy, and the enemy is called the Zionist state of Israel. Yeah, so I'm going to read a few more comments, and then I'll let the show begin, I guess, in a way. I guess you meant Isa Kabir. He was a guest with GL and his group. They call him a Christian, and he smiled, and others call him popular critics of Islam. Oh, I did not know this, so I'm not sure what happened here, but do send me the link, Sheikh, if you have the link, and I will go and review it, inshallah, when I have the time. But yeah, I think Isa's position is, I wouldn't use the word problematic. I would say his position is a bit too passive for me. Yeah, that's what I would say. I wouldn't criticize him because I think he has a reason why he did what he did. I don't blame him for it. He didn't necessarily mean to undermine Islam or anything of the sort, because I know he's a Sufi, okay, and his mother is a Sufi Sheikha. But yeah, I think his approach to debates is not probably the right way to go about it. I think he should have been a bit more forthright with his views on Islam, and I know what his views on Islam are. It's just that he didn't want to offend people, therefore he took a very pacifist view. So I don't think that works in debates, you see. So I've been thinking and pondering upon that. So, well, he has his position and I have mine. I wouldn't say the debate turned out badly. It's just that it didn't quite meet the objectives that I originally wanted it to achieve, so to speak. Right. So I'll probably go into that more into that once I actually uploaded the debate videos. Yeah, I'm actually going to cut out the videos into several parts, and I will, point out the some of the things that God Logic and his fellow Pat made mistakes in, because I did notice that they did stumble and fumble upon certain things, but those Christian channels, they wouldn't highlight that. What I've noticed is that they've been highlighting my position with regards to young marriages, which I gave a very neutral and Islamic answer to it. Basically, what I said was, back then, you know, young marriages was common and acceptable in societies, but today we don't practice that anymore, and governments today have banned it. So it's not an ethical or moral problem. It's well, I was going to say societal problem, but then it's a societal issue or a political issue, but then social political issue, but then you know um, I think I was cut off at the time. But yeah, what I meant to say was, back then, yeah, back then, it was normal. It was totally acceptable for young marriages to happen. We don't do it now, of course, but that doesn't mean that those who did back then were immoral, right? That was what I was trying to say. But I think God Logic tried to twist that. I did give an Islamic answer, I think. But yeah, but then the Christians, I think they edited out the part where I clarified that, and they focused more on the part where I said that young marriages were common back then in that era. Yeah, I mean, I clearly said that young marriages today are not practiced today, and it's not accepted by the government, the laws that our governments have imposed upon us. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's immoral. You see, it's not a moral or an immoral issue. It's just a social political issue. And if the government says that you can't marry those who have reached puberty, then so be it. But then how do you justify when a woman reached puberty? You see, you can't just put an arbitrary number and say, oh, if she has reached 18, therefore it's legal for you to marry a woman at that age. Then Why can't you put it at 20? Why can't you put it at 30? Why can't you put it at 40? Why can't you put it at 50 then? You see? Why would an 18-year-old woman be any more mature than a 17-year-old woman? You see how arbitrary that is. So that's my position, which I actually wanted to elaborate more, on that during the debate, but I think that just didn't happen. Okay, but since I'm going to edit the videos anyway, the debate videos, so I'll probably do that in those videos. So anyway, before I continue, as usual, cue in intro. So back again. Thank you very much for being with me here today. And yeah, I don't intend to stay longer than half an hour, really, because it's very late in the morning for me. It's 1:19 a.m. Malaysian time. So I do need to go to work tomorrow at around 8, I guess. So yeah. So it's going to be a very difficult night if I were to drag this on for another 1 or 2 hours, right? So I'll just be here for at least tops 30 minutes. Yeah. The only reason why I'm here now is just to test out the systems and just making sure it's working. Okay. And also just, if there are, uh people who come on to the channel, then yeah, I will, interact and say, at least say hi, right? Yeah. So at the very least, I would do that, right? So yeah. So but that's the only reason why I'm here. I'm not intent on sharing my back chat or having a dialogue or having a Q&A session or anything like of the sort, because that has been scheduled for later this week, right, on the 12th. If you noticed, I've already scheduled the next live Q&A session on the 12th. So inshallah, I'll see you then. But for a live session, for a live Q&A session, or for an interaction, a live interaction. But for now, I'm just chilling in my chair. Yeah, and I'm switching off the camera also because I'm not properly dressed. Please don't try to imagine how I would look like undressed. It's not going to be very pretty. Okay. So yeah, but I'm not in a state of dress, I could tell you that. So I don't feel, obviously I'm not um going to show the world in all my glory, right? Glory, if you get what I mean by glory. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to share some of the comments here. Reality Infect says, "Where are you?" I'm at home in Malaysia, in my room right now. I switched off the air conditioner, so it's a bit hot at the moment. But yeah, I'm intent on going for a bath later, so it's all right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, like I said, I'm in a state of undress, but don't worry, I'm actually wrapped in a towel. So but I really don't want to show off, myself on camera wearing just a towel to the world. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to put images. I'm trying to put images into your head, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so just try to ignore my babbling there. Uh, Sheikh says, greatest Israel, read Genesis 15, 19 to 21, and Deuteronomy 11, chapter 11, 24, 25, and Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1, and Numbers 34, 1 to 13, and Ezekiel chapter 47, verses 14 to 21. Thank you, Sheikh, for that sharing. Inshallah, I hope that those who would like to look up more on what Greater Israel means would check out these verses. Also, I would suggest that you go to YouTube and do a search on Greater Israel, because there's a lot of videos on that as well, where Israel, certain Israeli leaders, in fact, have pretty much add their intentions to push on beyond their current borders and invade Lebanon and even push back to Iraq. Okay, so yeah, So we have right now in the Middle East the start, the pangs, the beginnings, the genesis of the makings of a greater Israel. If nothing is done to stop this war, so that's my greatest concern at the moment. You see, so it has concerned me so much that I have stayed off social media at the moment because I want to just consume as much information as I can and understand what the nefarious plans of these Zionists are. And I mean, we know what their plans are. I just want to increase my knowledge and analyze and try to counter their narrative basically, right? So that is my, of course, my raison d'etre, and that's the reason why I'm the Muslim apologist. You see. And okay, Sheikh says, or Sheikh is making a statement. I guess Isa was listening to them and laughing at you when you answer. Watch back the video. Inshallah, I will check it out. All right. So I'll take a look at it. Inshallah. Right. Uh, I think brother Etasham is here. Assalamualaikum, brother. Yeah. Okay. Sheikh says same time here, 1:20 a.m. I think you are in the Philippines, aren't you, Sheikh? Yeah. So I guess it would make sense as to why you have the same time zone. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you are in Manila right now, right? But I thought that Manila is 1 hour behind us, but I'm not sure. Please clarify where you are actually, Sheikh. And then we have brother Itasham again. Oh, it's the PlayStation 5. I'm sorry, brother. I don't have the time to play my PlayStation 5 because I'm so concerned about what's currently happening in the Middle East. All right. So yeah, I mean, I really don't even have time to play any games on my desktop, much less the PlayStation 5. Although I have been busy doing some thumbnails for my channel, um, my personal channel, which I'm trying to revive of sorts, I guess you could say. It's not going to be an full-blown apologetics channel like this one, but I do intend to share some material for apologetics, although it won't be too apologetic centric or even religion centric for that matter. I do have a video from Bart Ehrman, the one where he criticized the stories of the resurrection narratives in the Gospels, the contradicting stories about the resurrection. I have that video on that particular channel. It's a quite an old video actually, but I think it's useful, and I've shared it on my community tab as a post. It's there. You can actually look for it, and it will go to not a new channel. It's an old channel, but I would say my revived channel, I guess. So I'm doing the thumbnails. I'm redoing the thumbnails, and hopefully it will look brand new once I'm done. And once that's complete, I guess I can start editing and uploading some new videos. I'm not sure what yet at the moment, but it'll probably be more lifestyle choice, I guess, with some sprinkling of apologetics. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet at this juncture, but it's just it's a concept in my head. Okay, nothing more than that. So let's see, inshallah, what's going to happen. Brother Muhammad is here. Walaikum salam warahmatullah. Brother, I think you're 5 hours, or yeah, you should be 5 hours behind me, right? So it should be around 8 or 9 p.m. your time, I think. Yeah. Oh, I don't have any Spider-Man under rules. I can tell you that. Too much info. Yeah, I want you right from the beginning. Don't put any images into your head, right? Yeah. All right. LOL. Yeah, of course. Have your energy drinks. I actually have a flask I actually have a flask of orange fizzy of an orange fizzy drink that the flask was gifted to me by our brother James Lake. You can actually look for his channel. His channel is called the James Lake Show. Okay, he's a Muslim revert. He's based in London, I think, but he has an office in the Netherlands, which he goes there often. So he sent me this great new flask, his brand new flask that his company produces all the way from. I think it was from the Netherlands because his warehouse is in the Netherlands. So he sent it to me all the way from the Netherlands, and I received it just about 2 days ago. And I've well, a few hours ago, I filled it up with some orange fizzy drink, and alhamdulillah, it's tasting good. I'm actually drinking from the flask right now, and I'm planning to bring it to office tomorrow, inshallah. So I will have a full blown flask of of orange fizzy drink, of carbonated drink, right? Yeah. Yeah, and brother Muhammad says, "Yeah, Sheikh, may Allah bless you." Yes, I too want to say, "May Allah bless you, Sheikh." Inshallah, you always be under the mercy of Allah Subhanahu wa. My sister in the West Bank has cancer. Subhanallah. Yeah, okay, Shafakallah. And she can't go to Jerusalem for medication because of the Zionist. Subhanallah. I really hope that Allah would help and preserve your sister. And I think at this juncture, the best way to deal with this is to actually leave the West Bank. There's absolutely no way that the Zionists would allow you to, or allow your sister to get her treatment in Jerusalem. I don't think they will allow any Palestinians in the occupied territories to go to any hospital within the territory, because I think you know better than me with in that regard. So I think if there's a way for your sister to leave the West Bank, then you should somehow, I don't know how, but you need to find a way to get her out of the West Bank. I mean, there's no other way, right? Okay. Assalamualaikum, brother Alham. Apa khabar? Apa khabar? Lama tak nampak ya. Uh, oh ya, I think dah dengar cerita pasal apa tu, wanita Palestin yang mengamuk kat hotel tu. Yang tu saya tak nak cakap dalam bahasa Inggeris lah. Jangan cakap dalam bahasa Inggeris ya. Sebab kita tak nak musuh Islam tahu pasal perkara tu dan menjadikan dia sebagai polemik ya. Itu kita simpan antara kita lah, rakyat Malaysia kan. Jadi isu Palestin yang mengamuk di hotel tu, saya anggap benda tu benda yang terpencil lah dan tak ada kaitan dengan perangai orang Palestin lah kan. Jadi saya takut saya cuma takut satu benda je. Benda tu akan dijadikan sebagai polemik oleh musuh-musuh Islam. Yeah. Metro Gamer. This is Rican Muslim. Okay, right. What's with the nickname? This is Rican Muslim. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. I'm going live, so I can't stay by sending love, brother. No worries, brother. Waalaikumsalam. I'm not staying for long as well. I'll probably be leaving in about 10 minutes because it's quite late here for me. All right. Yes, I'm in the Philippines now. It's the same with your time. All right, mashallah. I didn't know that. I thought that the Philippines is 1 hour behind us. I thought it was in GMT 7, but it seems that I was mistaken, right? So yeah, I mean it's good. It's good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. All right. Listening. Brother Muhammad says listening while I work. All right. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to see because I'm not switching on my camera anyway. Yeah, and I don't think you want to see me on camera right now. Okay. Wink, wink. All right. So UK 7 hours behind you and me. Yep. They are about 6-7 hours. Yeah. I think it depends on the what they call it, daylight savings time, something like this. I'm not really familiar with the concept, but they have daylight saving time, so it changes according to that. I'm not really sure how they do the calculations as well. Forgive me for my ignorance, but I have not uh you know I have not come across, I've not experienced that, so I really don't know how daylight saving times work, you see. So yeah. So brother Alham, sehat saja. Yeah. Oh ya, dengar pasal kes pelarian tu. Yalah, itulah dia. Itu sebab yalah, Minah tu stres agaknya, sebab tu dia mengamuk macam tu kat hotel. Bila mengamuk kat hotel, orang netizen Malaysia ni semua pun perangai macam setan jugalah, macam apa yang dia orang lakukan pada orang Rohingya, macam itulah dia orang buat kat orang Palestin lah. Macam itulah cerita dia. Tapi benda-benda ni kes terpencil ya, bukannya maknanya orang Palestin ni semua perangai aku tu kan. Tu ada. I'm just messing with you, MENG. Okay, sure. Messing accepted. Okay. Okay, hang on. I need to get a sip of my drink, the one that I mentioned earlier, the one that's in my tumbler or my flask from JLC, from brother James Lake of the James Lake Show on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Wow. That is a cold drink. My God. Okay. The flask really works because if I were to put it, if the drink were exposed to open air, then I think the drink would have been warm by now. But because it's in the flask and it's insulated from the temperatures are insulated within, so therefore the drink has remained cool. And that was the last. I think I put in the drink like about 5 hours ago. Yeah, and it's still cool. Like it was just poured in a few minutes ago. Wow. So that's so yeah, JLC flask. Get your JLC flask. Yeah. This is not a paid ad. I'm just I'm just mentioning the flask that brother James Lake of the James Lake Show has given me for free. If the brother is listening to this, I thank you very much, brother, for sending me this flask. Inshallah, I'll do a special review on it, I guess, but in a different video. All right. So yeah. So right now the stream has been running for about 27 minutes, and there are three people watching this live stream or listening to this live stream, whichever you are doing. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably end the show shortly. Yeah, I just wanted to say hi to everyone and send my salams to everyone, and test out the sound system. Okay, as well as taking the opportunity to air my concerns about what's currently happening in the Middle East is really worrying. I feel that the war will definitely expand to not just include uh, Palestine and Lebanon too, but also Iran and most likely Iraq as well. I won't be surprised if it extends to Iraq and Syria, basically the Shams area, the Ashams area, right? I don't know whether Jordan will be involved, but I think in some point of this war, Jordan is going to have to stop being a lackey of the U.S., and they're probably going to get involved in this war sooner or later, whether directly or indirectly. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure whether as a stooge of the Zionist state or whether as an ally of the resistance. But yeah, I think Jordan is going to have to get themselves involved soon if they don't want any bloodshed to happen in their lands. You see, they can't just be a standby and watch all the Palestinians and the Lebanese being massacred by, being genocided. Is that even a word? Genocided, being genocided by by the Zionist state, right? And I think, unfortunately, I think this genocide is going to extend to the Syrians as well, and probably even Iraqis. And I'm not sure about Iranians, but I think Israel will definitely attack uh, Iran. Okay, I'm pretty sure Iran will be attacked. I'm not sure how or when, but I kind of get the sense that uh, Israel will definitely launch an attack on Iran. Okay, of course, I'm not a military analyst, so I don't know how exactly they're going to do it. But most likely, if I were to take an educated guess, I guess it would be through airstrikes. Whether they will bomb the oil refineries or the nuclear facilities, that remains to be seen. But I believe that we'll see in a couple of days, probably within this week even, of Israel, launching an attack on Iran. Yeah, probably, of course, definitely with the help of the US. You see, so um, okay, I'm going to read this comment by Brother Alham. Illegal country don't know how to stop. You see, it's not just about them not knowing how to stop. Is that they are also being encouraged by none other than the United States to continue on this rampage. Because don't you think that, if, let's say, if the US wants them to stop Iran, sorry, if the United States wants Israel to stop, they can just simply say, "Hey, BB, please stop your rampage and come to the negotiating table, and the war will be stopped tomorrow. It will be ended tomorrow." I mean, all Bibi needs to do is just withdraw his troops from Gaza and southern Lebanon, and this war would be would be ended. You see, but the problem is that this Bibi Netanyahu, who's a shaitan, who's Bibi Shaitan Yahu, okay, basically, this guy, he's bent on exacting revenge, whatever that means, onto the Palestinians and the Lebanese for whatever reasons there is in his head, because he thinks that October 7 is something which is not his fault, or which is not Israel's fault, but it's the Palestinians' fault. But however, of course, the Palestinian problem did not just exist during October 7. It happened way before, right? I mean, there were several or hundreds or thousands of October 7s happening in the West Bank and Gaza, and even within the within historic Palestine before before the 6 Day War, and even during after the 6 Day War, even before the Intifada, the first Intifada, and during the first Intifada, and after the first Intifada, and during the second Intifada. I mean, it is non-stop. You see, it is non-stop. What Israel has done is never ending, and someone has to show Israel that they can't just go on bullying other people. So that is why October 7 happened. Okay. But yeah, bullies, when they are kicked down on their backs, they just don't know when to stop. You see. And of course, being egged on by their big brother, Uncle Sam, doesn't help either. You see. So it's all it's all part of the whole puzzle. You see. It's all part of the whole puzzle that is the Middle East. You see. Sheikh says he has to go to sleep. Walaikum salam, Sheikh. I hope that you sleep well, and I hope that Shafaqah, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, inshallah. I mean, yeah. So I believe that, like I said, let's go back to what I said just now. I do believe that, Israel will launch an attack on Iran sometime this week, at the latest next week. Okay, they are just planning their targets. I don't know whether they will hit Iran's oil refineries or their nuclear facilities or both, but the possibility is very high for that to happen. But I'm pretty sure Iranians are not stupid, so I'm pretty sure they have their own countermeasures if that were to happen. And I hope they will retaliate if, let's say, Israel does, incapacitate or destroy their oil refineries, or I hope it's not going to be a nuclear facility, but let's say a nuclear facility or two that might cause, unfortunately, people to die. I hope that Iran will launch their thousands of rockets at Tel Aviv, and that these rockets will land on Tel Aviv, inshallah. Yeah, I mean, no one's happy for war. No one's eager for war. I, for one, am not looking for to start a war with. I don't want to see a war in the Middle East. But if it does happen, then yeah. I mean, we are taught in the Quran that war is something. I mean, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala told the Prophet, war is something that you may dislike, but this is permissible for you to do. So yeah, but go to war if they strike you, then you are allowed to strike back in defense. And I believe that I believe that Iran, for all their faults and deviances, they have the right to respond. They have the right to self-defense. Uh, you know, if an attack were to happen against them. So I believe that Israel will do this within this week or the next. We're just going to wait and see. I really hope it doesn't happen, but I wish I were wrong. But unfortunately, things are not as pretty. I mean, wishful thinking is not going to change that, right? So I just hope for the best, and yeah, if it's war, then so be it. I mean, if Israel wants a war, then yeah, so be it. And let's just see how this plays out. All I can do is pray and sympathize, share my sympathies, and express my solidarity with the Palestinians. Pray for the Palestinians and Lebanese brothers and sisters whom have been killed by the Zionist entity. Okay, Yeah, the Lebanese are also, there are also Lebanese Muslims, by the way. So I hope that, inshallah, I pray and hope for the safety of every Muslim in the Middle East, in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Syria, in Iraq, in Iran, inshallah. Yeah, there are Sunnis in Iraq, in Iran too, by the way. So yeah. Okay, I think Claire is here. Hi Claire, how are you? Sufism is idolatry. Well, it depends on how you define Sufism, because there are many strains of Sufism. You see, there are Sufi sects which teaches Tawhid, absolute monotheism to God Almighty, but in a mystical, or in a, what we say, what we call as, what's the term for it now? I kind of, the word just left my mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a term for it. I think it's called tasawwuf. Yeah, in a form of a mystical way. When I say mystical, I don't mean the term. I don't mean in a sense that the Deviant Sufis define it, because the Deviant ones, they define it as, going on the highest makam, the highest plane of existence, connecting themselves to God and becoming as one with God. There's some Platonism and there's some philosophical Platonism and mystical elements, and Gnostic elements there as well. Yeah, but we call it the Batinia. So in Arabic. Okay, so if these Sufis are practicing a form of Batinia which contradicts the absolute monotheism of God, then yes, they are idolatrous. However, there are also Sufis who are philosophical, but they are not engaging themselves into Batinia or any other concepts which contradict the concept of Tawhid, or the absolute, or the transcendence of God. So those Sufis are not quite idolatrous, I would say. Although to me, I reject Sufism for many reasons. Okay. However, I do accept and do respect that there are Sufis who are absolute monotheists, and although we may not see eye to eye on certain theological aspects, but they're still Muslims to me. Yeah. Except for those who practice Batinia. Yeah, but that's a different story for another day. Yeah. So there's a reason why I don't engage in intra-sectarian debates, because and the reason is because I don't want to cause any. I don't want my viewers, when they watch this things going on between myself and other deviants, if assuming if I were to debate other deviants, to cause confusion among my viewers. So my purpose has always been to debate, dialogue, critique, contradict, respond to anti-Islamic claims from Christians, atheists, and the likes. Most of all, of course, the Christians. You see, so I focus more on Christianity, more on anyone else or anything else. So that's what I just want to do, right? So yeah. Oh, okay, that's a good question, Claire. You just asked, did you say you were coming to Speaker's Corner this year? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm calling it off because, well, first of all, I don't have any money. Okay, I switched to a new job recently, and um, unfortunately, in July, when I switched jobs, the previous company didn't pay my salary for a month. So that forced me to tap into my savings. And unfortunately, because of that, I don't have enough savings now to sustain a trip to Europe. Okay, most of all the UK. So unfortunately, I don't have that kind of monies to do that. When I said that I was thinking of coming to Speaker's Corner, I was thinking in the terms of, if assuming that if I had stayed at my previous job for at least 6 months, then it would be still be possible to maybe save up and come alone to Speaker's Corner, perhaps in November or December, or probably even early January, right? But since this has happened and I've just switched jobs, so I've decided not to, I guess, unfortunately, and this will be on hold. Okay, that's the first reason. The second reason is that when 2 months ago, when the riots happened, the anti-Islamic riots that happened in London and throughout the UK, caused by Tony Robinson and his band of rednecks, right? White supremacists, right? So the EDL, I believe. So that was also one of the reasons why I thought that it wouldn't be a good idea for my safety for a brown-looking man from Southeast Asia to suddenly appear at Speaker's Corner and start critiquing Christianity. You see, so I don't want to be I don't want to be the punching bag of a lynch mob. Okay, especially not from a lynch mob full of whites. So yeah, I'm not keen on that idea as well. So I'm not too keen on being on that idea. So unfortunately, I decided to. That's also the second reason why I decided not to go to Speaker's Corner this year. Um, there is also a third reason, and the third reason is that I'm supposed to bring a team. I wanted to bring a team to. When I say a team, I mean me, another friend, and a security personnel, just one person. Okay, so three of us. However, it goes back to point number one, which is, well, I don't have the budget for this. So yeah, so unfortunately I can't go to Europe this year. And besides, I think if I don't bring my wife, I'm going to have to make up an excuse on why I want to go to Europe with with people apart from my wife. I'm not really sure how I'm going to make excuses for that. But yeah, yeah, for this, because of these three reasons, I just think that it's not a good idea to go to the UK this year. But who knows? Maybe next year, inshallah. Yeah, I will definitely make an appearance at Speaker's Corner. I just don't think it will be this year. And for it can be next year, but it would also depend on my savings and whether I have enough to save that much. You see, so it all depends. Yeah, it's all by God's providence, inshallah. Yeah. Peace. Yeah, peace to you. Welcome to the show, Hourglass. I'm not sure whether I've seen you before, but welcome. Yeah. Oh, Rick is here. Hi there, Rick. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, I'll probably be ending it soon. I was supposed to end it like about 10 minutes ago, but then I have gotten some interesting questions from the audience here. So responding to those questions have kind of eaten up on my time. But yeah, all right, I will extend the time, to maybe an hour. All right, so probably in 15 minutes, I'll leave in 15 minutes. Yeah. So Hourglass, what do you think of Hadith rejectors? Would you say that they are disbelievers? Well, I believe that Hadith rejectors are definitely out of the fold of Islam. Yeah, because they reject the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is essential in obeying the Quran as well. Because in the Quran, God says, "Obey Allah and obey His Messenger." How are you supposed to obey His Messenger if you don't know anything about the Hadiths? If you don't know anything about the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? How do we know about the Sunnah of the Prophet? It comes from the Hadith. How are we supposed to know the Sunnah if we reject the Hadiths? You see, if we were to reject the Hadith, then the whole history of Islam simply, um, doesn't have any basis. There's no. It's like rejecting a historical record, because basically Hadiths are, the chain are narrations, right? Hadiths are narrations which has, in Islamic sciences, we have something called isnad. So we have a chain of narrators which determine which stories are true and which stories are false. So this chain of narrations um, forms the basis of the historical record that we have about Islam. So how do we know about the battle of Badr? How do we know about Uhud? How do we know about the existence of Abu Lahab, Abu Jahl, the Quraysh, yeah, and the Prophet's emigration to Medina? So how are we supposed to know all these things if we were just to rely on the Quran only? You see, it doesn't make any sense. You need the hadiths to understand this historical context. The hadiths are there to explain the Quran in a sense of giving historical context to it. Because how are you supposed to interpret? I'll give you for example, Surah Al Isra, verse number 1. Glory be to God who has sent his servant from the forbidden mosque to the furthest mosque, right? which interpreters, Quranic commentators have translated or have interpreted it to mean Masjidul Haram in Makkah, and the farthest mosque as being Al-Aqsa, or basically Jerusalem. How are we supposed to understand this if we do not know the hadiths? How are we supposed to interpret forbidden mosque, which is what Masjidul Haram means, and Al-Aqsa, Masjidul Aqsa, which means the farthest mosque, if we were to translate it literally to mean Jerusalem, you see, without the understanding of hadiths? So hadith rejectors are actually out of the fold of Islam, and to say that they are disbelievers is, I wouldn't even call them disbelievers. I would just say that they are out of the fold of Islam. They do not know anything about Islam. They are just people who are not Muslims to begin with. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. I don't want to call them disbelievers directly because they claim to believe in the Quran and so on, but I will call them as not in the fold of Islam, out of the fold of Islam. People who are like the Baha'i, people who are like like the Baha'i, or those who claim to believe, or like the Druze, because the Druze also claim to believe in the Quran, but they are totally different religions. So they are like the Druze, or like the Baha'i, or like the Ahmadi, yeah, like the Ahmadiyya, yeah. So what's the difference between them and the Ahmadiyya, the Druze, or even the Baha'i? You see, because the Baha'i believe in the Quran too. You see, they claim that if you study the religion of Baha'i, you will find that they believe in all the books of all the books, the religious books, which is the Bhagavad Gita, the Buddhist texts, the Bible, and the Quran. But they don't accept the hadiths, you see. So yeah, see, do you see what I'm getting at? So I wouldn't even consider them to be disbelievers. They are just not Muslims to begin with. Yeah, they were never Muslims to begin with. Yeah. Walaikum salam warahmatullah. I hope, by the way, I hope my answer, uh, uh, I hope that my response answers your question. I hope, inshallah. Yeah. I'm great. Good to see that you're doing well. Yeah. Likewise to you, Rick. Thank you for coming on to my live stream. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably be ending this live stream in about 12 minutes. Yeah, because it's already 1:55 a.m. my time now, and yeah, I think I should go to bed by now. Yeah. Okay. So I spoke to him a few times. Who's him? He rejects the concept of predetermination or divine decree. Well, that would definitely put you out of the fold of Islam, because part of the pillars of Iman is the 6 pillars of Iman, the 6 pillars of belief is to believe in Qadar and Qadar. Right? If you don't believe in Qadar and Qadar, then I don't know whether you can even call him a Muslim, right? Oh, Muji, yeah, the botak guy, yeah, sure, yeah, of course. Yeah, the guy is really weird, man. I think if you look at my channel, I have a channel called The Muslim Apologist on Irreligion. You can actually look at that. I actually had a short conversation with him. I find him to be too erratic and unstable to have a discussion with. Okay, and I've responded to one of his videos, as well as I think he came on one of these live streams with I think it was on Cough FF, and yeah, I think he was exposed badly on that channel. I think Sheikh Aladdin exposed him. I have that clip on my channel. You can have a look at it. Yeah, he's really unstable. Okay, I don't know why he calls himself a Muslim, because he was never a Muslim to begin with. If he disbelieves in the Sunnah and in the Hadiths, right? He rejects 538. Okay, let me look it up and see what does 538 say, because I'm not really sure what verse this is. Okay, he says, and for the thief, oh, this one. Okay, and for the thief, the male and female amputate their hands in recompense for what they earned, as a deterrent from God, and God is exalted in might and wise. So he rejects the hard laws. Yeah, that makes you a disbeliever. Okay, yeah, all right. So that really makes you a disbeliever. Oh yes, I would love to check it out. What is the title, please, of the video? Okay, I'll share it with you now. Okay, let me see if I can find it. find it. Give me a moment. You need to go to my channel called the Muslim Apologies on Religion. Yeah, I created this channel specifically uh uh for those who are for sectarians, yeah, like Muji and Shia, the Shi'i and people like that. Yeah, so I didn't want to mix their content with this channel's content, because my content is about apologetics, which is basically dealing with the Christians and the Jews, right? So yeah, and maybe the occasional atheists, right? But it's not supposed to be dealing with people like Muji. But this channel here that I'm showing you right now, the Muslim Apologists on e-religion, just type this out and look for the channel. So just go and scroll downwards and you will find the video, right? So it's here. Original, that you can see his face. Original conversation with an Iranian anti-Hadith Deviant. Okay. And then there's another one, anti-Hadith Deviant humiliated on live stream. I need to do thumbnails for this, but I haven't had the time to do that yet. And there's another one where I did in collaboration with Islamic Calling. I responded to one of his videos, I think. Yeah. I don't remember where it is. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, this one. Yep. Live, the anti-Hadith deviancy of Muji exposed. So this is also another video that you can watch. Yeah. So there are 3 videos on this channel alone, which deals with Muji's deviancy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I don't think he's representative of Quranis, because those anti-Hadith folk, they have weirdly bizarre beliefs. One of them, each of them will have different understandings of what believing in the Quran means. Okay, right? Each of them will have different interpretations, because they don't interpret according to a proper methodology. They just interpret it according to their nafs. All right. Yeah, sorry, I had to take a swig at my carbonated fizzy drink. All right, so okay, I'm going to go to Brother Rick. The Druze are an unusual religion. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they really are weird, because I haven't really gone into the whole thing yet, but I think they believe in some being called Malek Taos or something like this. Some weird entity. And or was that Yazidi though? I'm not really sure. No, I think that's Yazidi. Sorry. The Druze have this something similar to the Trinity, but they believe that the Trinity is God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the Prophet Muhammad, and the third one is Ali. Yeah. So they believe in this Trinity of I don't know whether they call it gods, but yeah, it's almost the same as the Trinity anyway. Yeah. Okay. So they have very weird views. Yeah. Something that I would love to dive in, but there aren't much information on the Druze, because they themselves don't teach to the world what they believe. Yeah. Another group that I would love to study is the Alawi. The Alawi are also an offshoot of the Druze, but it's a bit different as well. So yeah. So all these groups are really weird and diverse from one another. Yeah. Very exotic religions there. Yeah. Yeah. And they don't teach to people outside of their cult. So I think the Druze, you can call them uh, a glorified, a traditionalist version of a cult, because they don't marry outside of the people of their faith, and they don't encourage converts, and they don't teach people about their beliefs. They keep it to themselves. You see, so that's one thing about the Druze. Okay, yeah, but yeah, I don't really know much about. I don't know much, or I don't know enough to comment more about them. Yeah, but yeah, I'm always eager to know more about these divergent groups. But yeah, right now, like I said, my focus is more on Judaism, Christianity, a little bit of atheism here and there. I'm starting to relook into my notes on the anti-Hadith rejectors again, because I did study them a few decades ago. And yeah, I'm also looking into Mormonism, uh Baha'ism. I have the Baha'i books, by the way. and a few others. Yeah, and I've even started to look into Mandaeanism. Yeah, which is also another exotic religion. Yeah, which the earlier Christians called them as the Christians of Saint John, because they didn't understand what the Mandaeans believe about Jesus, I think, or what they believe about Yahya, about John the Baptist. Yeah. So Mandaeanism is also another fascinating religion to look at. Yeah. Okay. Then Hourglass asked, "What's your view on apostasy? What is the ruling?" Yeah, apostasy is forbidden in Islam, and I go with the traditional ruling. Basically, if these apostates do not repent, when I say do not repent, I meant apostates who openly and blatantly go against Islam. Like a good example would be apostate prophet, right? If someone were to apostatize from Islam, but nobody knows about the apostasy, then the Sharia doesn't apply to them. However, if someone were an apostate, he leaves Islam and he openly and blatantly declares his disbelief and challenges Islam, then obviously the Sharia law will apply upon them, which is basically they must be killed. Yeah. So apostasy, like the Prophet said in this hadith, this Sahih hadith. Okay, man badala dinahu faqtuluhu. Yeah, this is the Arabic. So it means whoever leaves his religion, kill him. Yeah. So this is the Shari'i answer to apostasy. Okay. Of course, if you look at the madhabs, then there are some rules and SOPs that need to be followed before one were to apply this ruling. So basically, someone who declares his unbelief needs to be, of course, tried with due process. You can't just simply go out and lop off someone's head just because he or she declares to be an apostate. Okay, he or she needs to be tried before a court of law, and it's only the judge, the Qadi, who can make such a decision. Right? You can't just simply arbitrarily do it yourself. You're not Batman. Okay, you're not a vigilante. You're not Iron Man. You're not Tony Stark, who can just simply go out and disobey the rules and just apply the rules as you see fit. You're not Captain America either. So in Islam, vigilantism is haram. You can't just go out and apply the law as you see fit. That has to go through a court process. You see, Islam is so beautiful that it gives the accused a chance to defend himself or herself. You see, and gives him or her a chance to repent before a punishment is meted out. You see, that's how the justice system in Islam works. Okay, very much unlike civil law, because civil law doesn't work that way. Yeah. Okay. And brother Ondonol, yeah. Salam alaikum, brother. What do you think is the obviously false religion in the world? Oh, that's a good question. Um, that's a good question. I never really thought of that. I would say Christianity, but that's only because I've studied Christianity for a long time. And unfortunately, Christianity being originally a monotheistic religion brought by Isa alayhi salam. Yeah, it was originally a religion of Tawhid until unfortunately along came Paul, who distorted the religion. We don't know who Paul's parents were. Okay, all we know about Paul's parents is what he said about himself. He said that his father was some sort of tent maker, and he didn't even mention his mother, so we don't even know whether he has a mother. He could have been a bastard. Who knows? Maybe someone who was born out of wedlock. We don't know. You see, we don't know anything about Paul apart from what he says about himself. Basically, he says that he was from the tribe of Benjamin, that he was a tent maker, following in trade from his father. He studied under the feet of Gamaliel, and that's it. That's all we know about Paul. And then we know that Paul claimed to, well, it wasn't Paul, but his followers claim that Paul was on a trip to Damascus to kill more Christians under orders from the Sanhedrin. And then suddenly along came a bright light which engulfed him on his trip to Damascus, and he apparently met Jesus in a vision, and then he somehow repented and became a Christian according to his version. And then he went back and then he started preaching allegedly the message of Christ. And then in his epistles you find that Paul keeps talking about how he receives visions and dreams from Jesus. and that he's spreading the message because he's the only true apostle, because the others were just apostles, but he's the apostle of Christ. The others were just the apostles of God, but he's the apostle, sorry, the apostles of the apostles, yeah, the apostles, but he was the apostle of Christ. You see, so the apostles call themselves the apostles. They never call themselves the apostles of Christ. However, Paul always calls himself the apostles of Christ. If you look in the Gospels itself, yeah, and there's a whole long story behind it, but I don't think I want to get into it today because that would take a very long time and it would drag the stream to more than 1 hour, which we have already reached. We are almost at the ending of the show, but yeah, the live stream has now been running for about 1 hour and 1 minute. There are 4 viewers watching the live stream. Yeah, so I'll just respond to some of the comments here, and then I will probably end this stream soon. All right. So yeah, our religion is beautiful indeed. Yes, it is, mashallah. Thank you for the answers, brother. Very complete and thorough. Thank you, brother. Although I don't think I have uh you know given a really thorough answer, not as much as I would like, because I'm actually rushing for time and I just wanted to end. I just want to end the stream, unfortunately. But yeah, inshallah, you can ask me again next time. Inshallah, I'll give you a better answer. All right. Oh yeah, polyanity. Yep, yep, exactly. So I would say the most obvious, to answer your question, I guess the most obviously false religion in the world is Christianity. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. For the reasons that I gave you before, because I think the others are quite clear in their blasphemy, but Christianity is quite murky and it can deceive. Yeah, Christianity is a religion of deception because it deceives people into thinking that you are worshiping one God. However, at the same time, you are also taught that God has three personas. Yeah, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And these three personas are not three persons, three gods, they are just one God. So people can be deceived if you don't understand the concept of absolute monotheism, you can be deceived into thinking that, oh, God has three personas. Okay, God is one, but I believe in God with three personas. So what's the problem with that? You see, so now that's where the deception begins. You see, so I think the most obviously false religion in the world is probably Christianity, because it is obviously false, but at the same time it's also deceptive. So into making people think, tricking people into thinking that it's a monotheism. You see, yeah. So I think Rick says it well here. Yeah, Rick is a Christian, I think, Rick, but you don't believe in Paul, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. Paul, the self-appointed apostle who actually changed the teachings of Jesus. Yep, exactly, exactly. So that is how I would summarize Paul, or what Paul is. I actually wrote a book about Paul, by the way, but it's in Malay. I'm actually thinking of rewriting it in English, but yeah, I've been so busy with work and so many things in my life, and the things that are also currently happening in the Middle East as well. So unfortunately, I haven't even begun on it. But yeah, just pray and hope that inshallah I will have the time to start writing or translating my book into English, inshallah. Obviously, if I were to rewrite it in English, I would add more information and update it with more interesting bits that you might not be able to find anywhere else but from me alone. You see, so Malay in my Malay it's not translation, in my Malay copy of this work, my Malay version, I've included certain things which are not quite known to the English speaking world. Actually, I took them from the Hebrew and I included from Hebrew sources, and things that I've discovered in the Hebrew sources, and I've rewritten them, not translated, sorry. I've rewritten them into Malay. So the book is in Malay, the Malay language. However, inshallah, I might, like I said, I'm planning to have an English version of it. So inshallah, I will hopefully work on that soon. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Then brother Awga says, all thanks and praise be to Allah. Yes, Alhamdulillah. Thank you, brother. I'll let you. All right. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to end the stream now. Otherwise, I'll be like blabbering all night, and then without realizing, it will be like it will be too late for me to go to sleep, and I'm going to go to office walking like a zombie, and I don't think I want that, right? So yeah, I'm going to have to end the stream now. So the stream has been running for about 1 hour and 5 minutes, and there are 5 people watching this live stream now. Wow, mashallah. Thank you for those who have just joined us. But I'm actually calling it a night now. It's already 2:12 a.m. Malaysian time, GMT 8, by the way. So yeah, it's very, very late for me. I can't stay up anymore. Yeah, it's not the weekend. So basically today, Monday, is a working day for me. So I'll have to be in the office by 9, by 10 at the latest. So I can't, I would love to chat and sit and chat all day, all night, but unfortunately I can't do that. But I thank you for coming onto the stream. Please do like, subscribe, and share my videos. I don't know how many times I've said that. Please do like, share, subscribe my videos if you like any of my videos. Please comment in the videos if you would like to give some, feedback on it. Please don't be, uh, you know, please don't be rude. Okay, please don't be condescending. If you want to be critical of me, it's fine, but don't be condescending or rude, because I don't really, I can't tolerate people who are rude and condescending, because sometimes when I get this comment, some of them think that I have no knowledge of Christianity, although I've been studying Christianity for the past 20 years, 30 years now. Okay, I have books on Christianity, like goodness knows how many books I have. I have lost count on the numbers of books that I have. Okay. All right. So please don't assume that just because I'm a Muslim, therefore it means that I'm ignorant of other religions, because I'm not. Okay. Sometimes I may forget details during live streams, but that doesn't mean I didn't know that already. It's just that sometimes I just forget, or sometimes things just slip my mind. Yeah, I have so many things in my brain. My brain is working, uh, you know, uh, at the capacity that it can. Okay, I'm aging too, so I'm not a young man as I used to be. Yeah, I mean, if it were 20 years ago, I probably could like snap, take quote figures and facts and figures out of my head. But being middle aged now, it's not something that is easy for me to recall things now. Yeah, so so yeah, please have some mercy on me, okay? Because I'm not a robot, okay? I'm not an AI. Okay. MENJ a scholar. Well, yeah, brother. Well, I did try to be one. I think I would prefer to call myself as a talibul aim. Actually, I'm not a scholar. I don't want to be called a scholar, because that I'm not perfect, and I don't think I can quote facts and figures as fast as I used to. There's so many things that I can say, but I've forgotten. There's so many things that I want to say, but I forget them. There's so many things that I want to quote, I want to research, but I've also, it kind of slip my mind sometimes. So yeah, it happens, right? So it happens. Comes with age too. So yeah. Anyways, I think I'll leave you at that. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope to see you again in a future live stream, or perhaps you'll watch one of my future videos, inshallah. I'm not sure whether I will upload any new videos, but I'm planning to. I'm planning to re-upload the debate video that I had against versus God Logic and Apostate Pussy. Yeah. So I will edit that video, and I will show you what mistakes they have done. I mean, if they can edit the video, I can do that too, right? So of course, unlike them, I'm not going to be deceptive. I'm going to actually show the context of what was being said. Okay, I think some of these Christians were mocking me because I told those two clowns to look it up on Google for the topic of Metatron. However, these polemicists, they took it out of context. They seem to think that I mean that you should just check Google for everything that needs to be said, when I was just referring to a certain point. You see, so they just took it out of context and they wanted to make fun of it. Yeah. Well, I think the joke is going to be on them soon when I edit that video and I show to the world how stupid they are, inshallah. So I'll leave you at that, and thank you for coming onto the channel. Hopefully, I'll see you again in a future video or live stream. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.